Hey yo, what's going on, all my gamers, all my gotcha gamers? So today I am actually on some technical difficulty stuff. Uh, my phone wouldn't charge, and that is how I do my tracking. I mean, I'm a demon, and I can't contact my demon camera. Anyways, so I'm PNGing it today. I heard about this EO video, and it doesn't look good. You got ratioed in the ground. I want to know what is happening. I haven't reacted to other people's content in a while, and I want to kind of get back into it just because I really enjoyed it, and I've always thought it was cool. I don't know much about EO other than he plays fighting games, because it's like, who are the fighting game CCs? It's like Gotcha Smack, EO. If you count me as a content creator, it would be me, and a few others. So that's how I know EO. I want to watch this video. I want to preface this with saying, if I fly off the handle, it's all jokes. Probably. Maybe. We'll see. Anyways, let's watch this.
A big problem that I have right now with the gacha gaming community as a whole is how they treat creators.
So I have actually I've only seen this problem. I haven't had this problem myself, mostly because I feel like I'm too small to have this problem. But like, I've seen how they've treated Hex Juice, and I've seen her talking about it. So I have heard that like the community has been kind of wild and out. Again, like I said, I haven't experienced it at this point. I'm a nobody.
It's really weird. Main point being is that I know the real issue that Wuthering Waves has as toxic of
It's
a
a
community
Capcom creators. That's kind of
as
cool.
it is. There are issues right now within the Zenless space where you have a large abundance of viewers migrating.
I hear Zenless Zone Zero for some creators has actually been terrible. Again, it hasn't been for me, but I hear that some people have been having not a great time.
Zenless, and they're not watching from a supportive standpoint.
Mm.
Zenless is getting talked about right now for all the wrong reasons.
I never understood that, because Zenless is just, ironically, it has like the most toxic launch for such a chill slice of life game. I never understood that. I think it's super weird, but whatever.
Game's bad.
Game's dead.
It's not good.
Game's shit.
Can't get what I want. I don't want to spend money on the game. No one should spend money on this game. They're hate
Grace
watching.
tits. Grace's tits aren't out enough.
Shows on Netflix kind of like blow up is because they're hate watching whatever. So in this particular case, when it comes to Zenless, a lot of the community is hate watching. Now you get into a little bit deeper of what's going on. Who is hate watching? The obvious answer is not Zenless players, right? People that are in the Zenless are not hate watching, so you can remove them from the equation. Now you look at who else is there. You have Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, and Honkai Star Rail.
Well, if it's Genshin players, it's because they have nothing else to do.
I'll tell you what, Honkai Star Rail players are not hate watching Zenless. They're either playing another game or they're playing Star Rail. That's it. They don't do that, right? Shout
out to the Honkai Star Rail for
now
people.
We can bump them out of the equation. You now have Genshin and Wuthering Waves, and this is where it gets tricky. I call these particular players Neo Genshin whatever, right? The Neo Genshin community.
Neo Japan.
What does that mean? Genshin Impact, from what we know, if you've been around the Genshin Impact community for a long time,
right?
Or even experienced it for a little bit, you know that the Genshin Impact community has a renowned. They're infamous for being toxic.
Yeah, I have actually heard that Genshin Impact players are super toxic, but it's like, I don't know. I don't understand why. Well, I mean, I've had a few ideas, but either way, I mean, it's not as bad as the League of Legends community.
They're infamous for being super toxic, right? Which is fine to their own bubble. Keep the toxicity within your own bubble.
It's still not fine. It's actually not fine. Don't be toxic.
Leave it there. They bleed out into everyone else's bubble.
Right.
Genshin, that toxic side, not all of Genshin Impact community, but that particular toxic side is super, super anti anything Genshin. Well, recently, Wuthering Waves came out. Wuthering Waves also had to deal with the Genshin Impact toxicity, right? The community's toxicity. Oh, why would you play Wuthering when Genshin is the
Wuthering Waves?
Genshin has all these things that Wuthering is copying.
You know what I actually had to do, or what I experienced earlier, is I was playing Wuthering Waves. So the way I play my games in order would be like, Wuthering Waves, and while I'm waiting for Wuthering Waves, no, Wuthering Waves to Genshin, and from Genshin to Zenless Zone Zero, and while I'm in the loading screen for Zenless Zone Zero, I'll play Honkai Star Rail on my phone. When I go to Genshin, it actually feels so weird because I will try to perfect dodge, but there's no dodge mechanic in the game, so I'm just kind of like standing there like a jackass, which is fine because I have Zhongli, so I just don't take damage, but it's just really funny.
Copying from, Wuthering is actually a copycat of Genshin, right? Genshin's getting
Genshin.
Did you know that Genshin Impact is actually super free-to-play friendly? You can get whatever
Did you know Genshin Impact has his cock out right now?
character you want. All you have to do is play the game for 364 days. That's not hard at all.
Just wail.
I've played
Smile.
this game for at least 727 days, so you could do 300, no problem whatsoever. Oh, you wanted? It's too much.
Just wail.
Okay? So
Pepe
there's
laugh.
all these reasons why they were Genshin versus Wuthering.
Simply wail.
Wuthering comes out. Wuthering does super good. Wuthering has a very positive reception
Nice.
to the community.
It actually launched so fucking poorly. But it's a great game, so that's all that matters. Even if it launched really bad, you knew that the bones were there. Like, I could feel it. Even when I was trying to load in for 15 minutes, I was like, man, this game would be fun if I could play it. And then 1.1 came out, and I could play it.
Whether that be from Wuthering players,
It's not perfect,
Star Rail
mind you, but
players,
it's better.
people waiting on Zenless that are trying Wuthering,
Zenless
or
Zone Zero.
Genshin Impact players. Whatever it was, Wuthering had a great launch. I think people...
No. It had an awful launch. It had an awful launch, but they were... How do I say this? They front to backed it. If that makes sense. If anyone who plays League... God, I hate using League terms, but it's like the only terms I know. They played the team fight front to back. So they just like played the fight out, giving out what do you call it? Giving out rewards after rewards and update and optimization. So I think they played it well. They definitely made it to mid game. Let's just say that. They're scaling a little bit. They're not there yet, but they're scaling.
Misunderstand how quickly Kuro was able to recover on Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves would have hit the fucking tank. They would have sunk if they didn't do what they did.
They got team wiped level 1.
Needed to give us free pulls, the free character selector, the weapon banner. There was a lot of things Wuthering had to do to stay afloat. And
and they played it well.
Hey, now we can swim on our own. We're chilling. We're good, which is wonderful because now we get now we can pay attention to the things that matter. Now you don't hear people talking about, bro, Wuthering Wave has no story. The story's ass. No, what do you hear now? This story is fire.
The story was so good for 1.1.
With Jinxie and the dragon, yo, that was clean. Did you see the new thing with Chain Li? Yo, that was fire. That's what they're talking about.
She had her whole titties out.
Now we have all the positives about Wuthering Waves. Oh, the combat's great, bro. The combat is perfect. I'm going to talk about that in a bit, too, because that pisses me off. Combat's great. Cool.
Wait, what's wrong with the combat?
Now we can get into the problems.
What's the problem?
And I'll go over because I just started the game again, so I'm gonna try it out and see where it goes.
Okay.
But 1.1 was supposed to fix a lot of issues.
It
the
did.
original reason that I stopped playing Genshin, wow. The original reason I stopped
I did
playing
that too,
Wuthering
don't worry
Waves
about it.
isn't because I don't like Wuthering Waves. It's because I felt like it was not respectful of my time. If a game doesn't respect my time, I don't want to play it. I don't want to spend money on it. I don't want to play it. I don't want to do anything with it.
Word.
Why? Simply because it's too time. I don't have all the time in the
Well,
world.
I mean, to be fair, I myself am like spending so much time. I don't have echoes. Chat, I don't have echoes. Well, I have my 4/4s. I have my 4/4s, but all my 1 costs have not been leveled up at all. And like my rolls have been shit, so I haven't gotten anything. But, here's hoping. I gotta just take one day to just sit down and just echo farm all day. Because it's just... I'm just not getting... I just don't have shit. And I'm level... what am I? I think I'm not max level, but, I'm at the highest you can be at this point. So I need to... At this point, the only way I get stronger is if I get my echoes up.
Bro, especially as a content creator,
it's unrelated.
I need to make content, plan content, record content, edit content, send it off to get edited, anything of the sort. I have to do all of that. If a game semi requires me to be on the game for X period of time, X period being hours, in order to get what I need from it, it becomes a problem. Now,
yeah, actually for echoes, I feel like you need to spend like a solid hour, maybe, just to see how your echoes are for the day. Like I haven't done that. I need to do it. I just don't. Basically, right now, I log on, I do my dailies, I spend my resin, and then I fuck off, which is a lot easier to do because the resin costs a lot, or at least it does for bosses. But you know, sometimes you get lucky and get like your a 3 drop for a boss, and then so you could probably do it in that day by itself.
you'll ask yourself, well, you don't have to grind for echoes. You don't have to grind for the perfect stats. You don't. But as a content creator, it's almost mandatory.
Is it? I don't feel like it. Well, I also haven't done like the late game stuff, so I feel like for late game, if you want to show it off, I guess you could. You know, me being the rank 1 Chisha player, I am actually, in fact, the greatest Chisha in the world. It's all in my stats that I won't show on screen because trust me, bro. Just because I said it, please trust me, please.
Especially given the fact that Kuro, despite everyone that is a content creator being in Kuro's ear, and I mean everyone, no one's under NDA, so I can openly say this. Me, Tectone, Legions, Fob, Zox, anybody, everyone who had any form of connection to Kuro told them you need to do this thing that Hoyoverse does, which is give creators some type of early access or media server, or you need to do something to give it to them so that they can make good content.
Why do you need to be ahead to get good content? Could you not do good content before? I don't understand. Wait, that's so unhinged. What? What? So I can. So here. Wow. What? So I'm trying to think of it as a creator. So I don't even know if you would call me a content creator because I am so small. But as someone who doesn't get considered for anything, I am just still on the. I'm still on the outside in, or I'm still on the outside looking in, right? I don't have any of this content creator benefits. I don't have the following. I don't have any of that stuff. That seems weird because then you're just going to exclude people and then it's like, okay, here, I'll see it from my perspective. In my way, it's like, that's super fucking lame. Why would you want that? Like, I feel like it makes a barrier to entry to smaller creators. That seems really fucking stupid. Now, if I were to see it from his perspective, you know, how many subs does he have? I have 520. He has 34,000. I could see it as they've pretty much earned it, right? Like I could see it from that perspective. It's like if you're a content creator, if you're like, I don't know, 10K subs or maybe 5K subs and up, and then you get like 1,000, 2,000 views a video, then I can man, I'm trying to give him some wiggle room here. Then I could see it. It's like, yeah, you guys pretty much deserve it because you're a voice in the community now, and you guys are going to be looked to for advice and stuff like that. So you're going to need the extra time to do everything. And with gacha creators, you got to juggle like 5 different games to stay relevant just because there's not a lot of content at the same time. So it's like, man, I don't know. That's weird. I'm in a weird spot when I think of it from his perspective. From my perspective, I say fuck him. But, you know, still, that's so weird. I don't know. Whatever.
Without feeling like they're rushed on the main game, like on the actual live server.
Just don't rush them. Well, I guess I can't say that because it's literally if you are the first one to put it out, people will look to you for guides. That's kind of why I didn't do the guides again anymore. I did one single guide. It was It was a Robin guide that came to me from a very funny idea from using Acela audio. She's the homie. I love her. Watch her. She's the one who did the March 7th urethra. She's a homie. I heard one of her audios and I had the idea for the video. I never did them again, but you know, I kind of wanted to go back and do them. The thing being, you know, whatever I did with that. So I can kind of understand it. It's like, man, once you're a week out, even a day, it's like, do you even want to still do this video if it's just not gonna get views? Yeah, I don't know. It's a thing. I kind of get it.
What does Kuro do? We don't want to do that. Nah.
You're on the same playing field as me, bitch.
We don't want to do that. In fact,
sink or swim, motherfucker.
We want you to make an ad. We'll pay certain people. We'll pay an ad for. We'll give y'all some ads.
I know, helicopter parent.
Ads.
Sink or swim, bitch.
But you can't use this footage for anything but this one 30-second ad. If we see that the ad or this footage is in a guide video, clapped.
So then just don't use the footage. Can't you just do it without using the footage? Am I dumb? Chad, am I dumb? Is it me? It can't be me, right? Oh, maybe it is me. I wouldn't doubt that it's me. Why won't you just get the information you got from the footage and then just talk about it? You're not using the footage. Oh, wait, actually? No, because then that might be NDA. No. You're right. I see what he's saying. Okay. I don't know.
Copyright strike. No. So no one does anything. It's a problem.
Doesn't seem like a problem to me.
So not on top of like how
skill
they
issue
out the Yinland banner, which I don't think was a bad and a good thing, right? It's like kind of neutral. But on top of all these things,
I just wish I had more primos.
Content creators having these issues and not respecting my time, that's where I say it becomes a problem for like me in particular. So that's what I say. I understand that people who were already playing the game didn't really care. Like, oh, I spend the game, I play the game all day. It's fine, whatever. Me, I'm not playing the game all day.
So then just play the game all day long.
And then get shafted on RNG. And it's different for they're two sides of the same coin, right? They're both evil in a way. For instance, Star Rail, I could spend all that resources or all the stamina grinding for relics and just not get what I'm looking for. In Wuthering, I can grind for echoes all day and eventually get the main stat that I'm looking for.
Nice.
But then when I roll it, it won't be there, right?
Fuck.
Let's say that it takes you 7 hours. For whatever reason, it takes you 7 hours to find a crit rate, main stat crit rate on whatever boss you're looking for. You roll it, and the bitch goes all flat stats. You just wasted 7 hours.
Just take the main stat. Fuck it. That's what I did.
The concept of time doesn't exist to certain people in the community, certain groups of community, right?
Man, it's so hard. Fuck, it's so hard not to be an asshole and be like, you're just talking from a privileged position. I'm trying to see it from his position because he's right as a content creator, but it's like, I can see why people didn't like this video. It's like you're complaining to, like, if you were in a chat with with like content creator homies, I could see how this conversation plays out well because they're going to understand it. If you're talking to the community who has to grind it out, doesn't have any special privilege, this just sounds like you're just being whiny. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're not getting people don't care basically.
Y'all are saying,
and they don't have to care. Let me just say that. They don't have to care. I'm not saying you guys are like bad for not caring. You don't have to care. You know, it's whether you want to or not. It's up to you guys.
Just roll better, you're trolls, but it doesn't exist to certain folks within the community. You guys are saying roll better. It's not about rolling better.
Just roll better. What's the problem
here? It's about time. The respecting of time.
That sounds like you should roll better.
Getting lucky and not being lucky has nothing to do with like an answer, right? The answer cannot be just roll better or get lucky. The problem is time. You need to invest time, no matter how long it takes, into getting whatever it is that you're looking for. Now,
well, yeah, that's everyone. I don't know, whatever.
How you get into the resource requirement for being able to do this stuff. How many resources do I need per character? How many resources do I need per weapon? How limited am I on leveling up these characters? We've all seen it. We've all seen the complaints going from, what is it, level 40 or tacit level 35 to 40 or 40 to 50.
Hey, I hit 50 today.
The rewards don't increase.
Right.
Hey, man,
I did notice that today. I didn't get shit. I got like 300 of the gold echo thing, and I was like, okay, where's the primos? I didn't even get a wish, bro. Like, that's kind of lame.
Getting 2 of the rewards, you get 3 of the rewards. That's a big jump, right? 2 to 3. That's a huge jump right there.
Huge,
I
bitch.
think that's a great jump. Psych, not really. It's horrible. It's not good for the time invested. The time spent is not rewarded or the time spent is not equal to whatever it is that you're getting back. So
True.
It's not good. All right. The problem, like I said, is time. But that's a me thing. Diminishing returns. Thank you. There's too many diminishing returns on the time invested. Now we get into the big boy problem. And again, that was just me explaining. It's a long-winded version of me explaining why I stopped making or stopped playing Wuthering Waves.
That's
why
fair.
I stopped making content. Very similar to what happened with me making Zenless Zone Zero content.
Zenless Zone Zero.
I just magically appeared out of nowhere, right? There are some people who already knew who I was. Then there's a whole different section of like people from Wuthering Waves or Genshin or whatever that have no idea who the fucking EO is. And they just assume, hey man, this motherfucker used to make fighting game content.
Wait, who the fuck is that?
Content in 9 years. He's a loser. How did he blow up in Zenless? What does he know about the gacha game community?
He's pulling his cock out.
They don't know who that. That's that section, okay?
Right.
What's funny is I made Wuthering Waves content before I even touched Zenless. Not like obviously before the beta, but I mean like when the game officially came out. I was making Wuthering Waves content on my main channel, and I liked it. I was having fun.
Cool.
I was discovering new stuff. And
Is
I
this his
thought
main
a lot of
channel?
this
I actually
stuff
don't
was
know.
Like tech, right? The negative edging, the card canceling, things that the community uses today.
Edging? Wait, I'm edging.
I helped discover in Wuthering Waves. I helped put it and spread it, whatever the case may be, right? Because I have what? Fighting as a fighting gameplay. Anyway, point being is that I helped do that. The same things that I was doing for Zenless, I was doing for Wuthering Waves. Then I got met with what is now happening with Zenless. I got hit with in Wuthering Waves.
Which is what?
Why are you calling things fighting game terms? What's a negative edge? That no. Hey, no, stop. That's not whatever you just called it. That's not a negative edge.
So is negative edging when you're not? Never mind.
Wuthering Waves.
Well, I'm just saying because you know never mind.
That. They put that in the game. They created that function.
Wow.
We're not gonna call that negative edge. Stop making up stupid mumbo jumbo fighting game terms because you want to seem smart and cool. That this is from Wuthering Waves. Kara what? No, bro, that's just a basic animation cancel. All you have to do is press 1. That's a basic animation cancel, brother. All you have to do is press 1. Fighting games didn't come up with animation cancels. They didn't come up with cancels, bro. Nope. Switch what? Switch tech? You mean swap back? Oh yeah, no. You guys didn't come up with that. Swap back was originated from Wuthering Waves. Day -57, we knew about the swap back. What?
Wow.
Aerial combos? Oh, you mean air combat? From Devil May Cry? Oh no, Marvel didn't do that, bro. No.
I was never really that good at air combos. That's kind of what I feel like. I was more better at a ground game than air game, especially because I should have gotten better at it because I used to play Geo, but like with my biking, I was more of a ground game player.
Marvel didn't create tag assist combos. No, that was Devil May Cry, which originated and heavily inspired Wuthering Waves, by the way. You're so stupid, bro. You think everything's from fighting games. You think Wuthering Waves didn't come up with all this stuff on their own? Wuthering Waves is the originator of everything.
How long does this bit go on for? Well, I guess I just paused it, so I'm gonna make it longer. But like, can we wrap this up?
These are the comments
there we
that I
go.
received when I created Wuthering Waves content and then put it out there.
Wow.
When I pushed the same type of content that I'm pushing for Zenless, I pushed it for Wuthering first. And I got the most flack for doing that. We don't care about whatever this tech is.
Get him
Why
off
would
the
we do
fucking
this
stage.
when we could just mash Gion square into ult into square and then kill the enemy? What's the purpose of juggling enemies when you can't juggle the boss? Does that sound familiar?
Just use the burst.
Why would I sit there and treat the enemy like a training dummy, like a practice dummy, when I can't do it on the boss?
Take it to the
None of this
lab.
matters
Just take
in
it to the
game.
lab, dude. Take your
None of this matters.
You gotta
in
do
the
your
game. We're
labbing.
only
I mean,
week
I
3.
don't. I never
We're day
lab.
3 in the game, guys. We're day 3 in the game. Day 3 in the game. No one's at end game yet, but I promise you, none of this matters in end game. Mob CC control, crowd control on the mobs. None of that matters in end game. The only thing that matters is hologram fights.
Wow.
Whatever Tower of Adversity it is, nope, doesn't matter. Now, if I call people fucking idiots, I'm the bad guy.
So just do it anyways. Fuck it. What's the worst that could happen? Just let it happen.
So, what I decided to do was I said, you know what?
Right.
I'm going to keep whatever I discover to my inner circle. And that's exactly what I did.
Cool.
Anything that was discovered or shown to me as tech, I kept to my inner circle. There are still things that Wuthering Waves players just don't do that would significantly benefit the way they play the game. They don't do it. Why? Because they don't think about doing these things outside of the box.
Why would you need to think? I'm a lot of things. I'm not a thinker. And especially not in Zenless Zone Zero. Mostly because I have Ellen Joe and she just kind of blitzes everything. And the same thing with Wuthering Waves. I have Jinshi and I just let her drag and install everything.
They wait for someone else to tell it to them. A big old creator has to make brand new tech discovered in Wuthering Waves.
I feel like the thing about like the tech and stuff like that is if you're doing fine already, you can't really, I mean, man, if you're doing fine already, you're not going to miss something you don't know about. Like, oh my gosh, I've already 3-starred everything. Oh, but here's some way to make it to cut 30 seconds off of that. Well, there's no higher tier of a reward if you do it 30 seconds faster. Who really gives a shit? So that's one way I can see where people don't care.
Do this now to improve your damage by 45.7%.
He's already dead.
To the problem. I've explained to you why I stopped playing Wuthering Waves, why I stopped making content for Wuthering Waves,
sure.
Both being the community. Well, I guess the first one isn't really the community, but still the community.
Right.
And now we get into why this is happening again with Zenless Zone Zero.
Right.
The problem with everything going on right now is, as I mentioned earlier, the Neo Genshin player. Okay, the Neo Genshin Impact people, whatever. The Neo Genshin community
Neophytes.
has infested the Wuthering Waves community. As much as someone doesn't want to hear it, the Wuthering Waves community is the Neo Genshin community. A large majority of Wuthering Waves people that are toxic within the community are just Genshin Impact players in disguise.
Those damn Genshin Impact players.
Genshin Impact players who left Genshin Impact.
Damn Genshin Impact players are out here spreading like wildfire because they don't have no content
to infest
the
lands of Wuthering Waves. And now they are being just as toxic as they were with Genshin Impact to any other game. They are treating Wuthering Waves like their Genshin Impact. This is the holy game. Nothing can be better than Wuthering Waves. I've invested my blood, sweat.
To be fair, Wuthering Waves is better than Zenless Zone Zero. Like, but who gives a shit? Like, if that game is better or if that game was worse, there's a weird tribalism where it's like, oh, my game is better than yours. And I understand it because I've done it myself. I basically go out of my way to shit on Genshin Impact despite being a Genshin Impact player and content creator myself. I'm always like, man, this game sucks. And I will always go back and make fun of League of Legends because it's funny. Fucking hate that game.
Tears no money into the game. Nothing is better than Wuthering Waves. That's how they treat this. So now they attack any and everything else. The reason that Zenless Zone Zero people, anyone that says, I like Zenless, it's cool, what's the first thing out of somebody's mouth? I guarantee if you put 5 people in a room, if you put 5 random gacha players in a room, and the one person on screen says, I think Zenless is cool, 3 out of those 5 people are gonna say, but what about Wuthering? What about Wuthering? You don't like Wuthering Waves? You like Zenless, but you don't like Wuthering Waves? Motherfucker, I didn't even mention Wuthering Waves.
I haven't even experienced that myself. So it's kind of hard. Again, like I said, since I am a smaller creator, it's kind of hard for me to talk on that because I haven't experienced that myself.
Yeah. But you said you like Zenless, so you should also say that you like Wuthering
Zenless
Waves.
Bone
In fact, you should say
Bureau?
Wuthering Waves is better. Here, let me show you. Let me show you my account. Did you know Wuthering Waves? Did you know Wuthering Waves has 75 free pulls? They don't lie.
Holy shit!
Zenless Zone Zero said that you can get 180 free pulls. But you can't. You Wuthering Waves? Hey, bro, we got like 767 pulls day 1. You should play Wuthering Waves. In fact, I already made you an account. Go ahead and play with. Hey, donate some.
I actually
they put
leveled your account to level 25. Go ahead, play it.
Being toxic to anyone else that does not shill for Wuthering Waves.
It happens, dude.
What happens with this, and this is why I said earlier, I know the reason the Wuthering Waves community is the way it is. This is going to sound really egotistical, and I don't mean this as egotistical as it's going to sound. but I want to make this message very clear. Okay.
Go ahead. Say it.
And we're still going to talk about the Wuthering Waves combat thing. Wuthering Waves community, the Neo Genshin community, does not have a me. What I mean by that, you don't have someone who's actually passionate about making content for your game.
Wait, I make Wuthering Waves content. What? What? Wait, let me hear that one more time.
Wuthering
I might actually let it play one more time. Go ahead.
Waves community, the Neo Genshin community, does not have a me.
And what's a you?
What I mean by that, you don't have someone who's actually passionate about making content for your game. Someone that is putting out content daily or bi-daily, bi-weekly, whatever term you want to use.
Yep.
They're not putting out consistent content to lift your game up.
You're fucking smoking dick, honestly. Like, you are legitimately smoking penis.
They don't have one. They don't have multiple. The Neo Genshin community, Rexlent doesn't count. I knew someone was going to say Rexlent. No shot to Rexlent whatsoever.
Bro, what? All right, let me calm down. Holy dog shit, brother. What? I'll say this. Okay, I'll say this. Fuck you. No, okay. Wait, let me relax. Okay, I'll say this. I can see what he means by him. He has, again, how many subs does he have? He has 34,000. Sure, someone with a decent following, I guess. I mean, I don't have one, okay? I'll give him that much. I don't have a decent following, and that, you know, that's what it is. Hey, it's what it is. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I count. I'm on the same level as you because I'm making the content, and you're not. But it's just not true. I am not on the radar. I'm not on anyone's blip. But to say that there's no one, oh my god, dude. What the fuck? Wow, that's actually. All right, let's just continue with the video.
Rexlent makes great content. Rexlent is not a primary Wuthering Waves creator.
Okay.
Rexlent makes content for him. He makes content for him. This content that he makes is not for the community. This is because he likes to make this type of content, and he's already gathered a community from PGR that likes his content. Let's look at these videos real quick. Peak Combat, Jianshin versus Crownless, Hologram 6, Wuthering Waves. Now, I ain't even got to look at the thumbnail. I know Rexlent. I watch his content. S6, level 90.
Ooh.
How many of y'all have that? No, you don't have that.
Wait, y'all can make it to level 90? Wait, when the fuck? Yeah, whatever.
You don't have that. How to Jinsei, Wuthering Waves, Crash Course. This ain't a guide. This ain't a guide. I know it's not a guide. He about to tell you how to do the fucked up shit with Jinsei. It's cool as hell to do it. You can't do it though. Brought S6R5 Jinsei to Hologram 6. That's not relatable.
It's not. It's true.
That's not.
I have C1 Jinsei, and it was just completely by luck. I actually could have tried again because I think I have another 20 pull. I think I did another 20, and I think I still have another 20. I think. Am I counting that right? Maybe. But I stopped because I went Cheng-Li, mommy, come home. Cheng-Li content coming soon, chat, and it's just gonna be me barking over her. But still, it's content.
Where is my top 5? Where is the best character to do whatever? Where is my think pieces on why I think Jianshin is the best character in the game?
Because of her dragon install. That's not a video. It's just really that. It's literally just her dragon install is just that good. It does a lot of damage. Video over. Comment, like, and subscribe. Anyways.
It's not here. Then let's just give it a pass. Let's say that Rexlent did give this type of content, right? Guess what? You have one. Out of everyone that makes content, you have one.
Chang Li reaction video is out, by the way, on my channel if you want to watch that.
One creator who's making content for Wuthering Waves that is actually relatable or beneficial to the entire Wuthering Waves community.
I bark in the entire video, so if you guys want to watch that.
Everything
sounds relatable to me.
Falls under, and no shot to my, I love me some drama, bro, but no shot. Everything else falls under the category of drama, news, or updates. You said Skull J? Nope, you're right. No, you're right. This is your real one. This is your real one. This is your real one. The one. He is the me for Wuthering. Skull is your, I'm looking at the content, I don't even have to watch it. This is your real one.
He has 16K subs.
Doggos makes great content, but he's not exclusive to Wuthering Waves. Doggos is on Star Rail, he's on Zenless, he's on Wuthering. Doggos just makes great content, period. He loves playing games, but he's not exclusive to one game. There's another.
Yeah, I guess there's not people who is exclusive. Okay, now that I've calmed down a bit, I guess he's right that like even I don't do it exclusively to one game just because there's not enough. I guess I haven't really looked into. Basically, I haven't thought of enough content to stay to one game. I like staying to different games just because bouncing around, there's a lot of news. But I guess I need to get in there and try in-game stuff instead of like out-game stuff. I don't know. We'll see.
You said or something proves my point. Instead of the Wuthering community attacking
Wuthering Waves
else that doesn't play Wuthering Waves, y'all should be lifting up anyone that's smaller. It's the same thing that happened with not Starro.
Power creep.
The same
Power
thing
creep
that
is a
happened
lie.
with Zenless was happening with Wuthering. Where with Zenless, when Zenless came out, what was a lot of stuff going on, right?
Ellen,
should you play Zenless?
Zenless
Zone Zero is a bad game.
The hex juice.
Look, I love Emmy, right? This game sucks for me. Awful, and I know this video is, she's not even saying it's bad. Emmy's not even saying
this game's fucking trash, brother.
I'm pointing out the type of content that exists instead of the content that would be super beneficial to the community. Wuthering Waves had the same issue when it first came out. When it first came out, guess what I was putting out? Same stuff that I was doing with Zenless. Don't fall for this free-to-play trap. That was the first video for Wuthering. Boom, takes off, right? My issue with team building and Wuthering, I could go in this comment section right now and people are trying to flame me. Hey man, I don't think you played the game. I don't think you played the beta. In fact, I don't think you know what you're talking about. Did you know that intro outro skills were the best part of team building? What part of what I said about team building and how it feels pointless because 1, 2, 3 didn't you hear? Why are you talking to me about something that I didn't even reference? What are we talking about here? Yeah, but I feel like if you just did this instead of what you're trying to do, then you would think like me and you would do this instead. I don't want to do that. I want a team. It's a team-based game. I want to play the team. Yeah, but who cares? Like, I would rather solo the hologram with one character because I think that's fun.
Is it?
Then go solo it. That's on you.
Do it,
not
bitch.
on me, right? But let's continue. I digress.
I gotta try that. I haven't tried that.
Pick from your free selector. Ranking every weather ranks. Everyone does tier list, right? 5 free star. These are the free 5 stars targeted on the beginner banner. Every video that I did for Wuthering, I just did it for Zenless. The difference is all of these videos, while positively received by one section of a community, there's double, if not triple that in people telling me, we don't want that, doesn't matter. We don't want that shit. It got worse whenever this video dropped.
Broken new tech. Unlock new combos.
Unlock new combos. When I dropped this video, I became public enemy #1 for Wuthering Waves.
Why? What's wrong with the video? I guess I haven't watched the video.
With Zenless, how people have done this
It seems to happen a lot to him, doesn't it? Or he becomes whatever.
Crazy ass flip flop. They've gone
Flip-flap.
from damn. We don't really fuck with EO because he's bad in Wuthering Waves. Like we don't.
He's
we
trash,
don't like
brother.
that he's trying to push on cool tech, combos, juggling enemies, fighting games. No, we don't like that. Okay, I'm a. Hey, you got it. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm gonna go do something else. Now that I'm doing something else somewhere else, hey man, that's bullshit. Why aren't you doing this for Wuthering Waves? The obvious better game with combat. You know, Wuthering
With
Waves
free-to-play
has
pools right now. If
negative
you
edge,
go install
by
it,
the way.
wutheringwaves.com. That's
I'm
not the
telling this,
website.
like a literal quote. I have an exact quote in my YouTube comments and in my tweets. I'm not going through tweets because y'all seen Twitter, but you know, I have the exact quote.
Do you have fan art on there?
You know
That's usually what my tweets are.
Wuthering Waves is actually
Or that's all my Twitter is.
Combat intensive, high tech game. In fact, if you like fighting games, why aren't you playing Wuthering Waves? You know it has negative edge, right? We have negative edge, and we have cancel animations, and we have jump combos, and I swear to Sephiroth, all I did was ask this dude a question. I never got a response. You know, I'm the guy that put negative edging on the map for y'all, right? Like GBG showed it to me.
I still can't stop laughing at the negative edging term. I don't know why. It's a really funny word.
Explain what it was.
I still don't know what it is.
You know, I did that, right? You know that's me, right? No. It's in Wuthering Waves.
Here's what I want to know. This is gonna be so completely off the rails and just completely sidetracked. Does anyone actually use tech in Wuthering Waves? That's something I want to know. Like, I would really like someone to comment on whether they actually use tech and cancel animations and stuff like that. Like, I don't know how much stuff I do. I do juggle a lot, especially with Tao Chi when I use her thing and I'll start juggling people. I mostly play my team. My main team is Jinshi, Tao Chi, and Chisha. So it's kind of weird to try to juggle with them. Jinshi, I can. Chisha, I just kind of like go around shooting them. In fighting games term, I just play Happy Chaos. Shout out to Leffen. Big Left, let's go. Evo 2024. So I don't really use any cancel animations. Now, to be fair, actually I do, especially when I do the roll enhanced auto roll or roll enhanced auto. Hold it for a bit, enhance shot, stuff like that. But it's like, I want to know how many people actually take the time to try to learn tech for stuff like that. I know people had it in Genshin Impact, and I'd never once had to use it. So I'm kind of wondering how many people actually do it in Wuthering Waves and feel like they actually have to do it, right? Anyways, it's also funny looking at chat. They're talking about edging.
I swear to you, bro, you could just read the Wuthering Waves tutorial and it tells you that negative edge is in the game. It's bullshit.
God, I love edging.
Bullshit. V, don't worry about it. Don't worry about what a negative edge is. I'm not explaining it. I've already explained it. Go watch the video.
I ain't watching the fucking video. Or maybe I'll watch the video. Shout out to you.
I'm not explaining it. I'm not explaining that. I'm not explaining card canceling. I'm not explaining jump cancels. No. Yeah, I'm not doing none of that. All right.
Is card canceling when you take the key? Never mind.
Back to the point about Wuthering. Y'all need more of him. And I truly do hope. It's
cool to see that Skull CJ has been popping off recently.
Are already up there. They're booming. You guys need more of him. Find more of the skulls and get more skulls in your community. There's no reason you guys are exerting, and not obviously people in chat, but the Neo Genshin community that is festering Wuthering Waves. Stop using your energy to go after people that are you don't even care about Zenless. Most of the complaints or talk about Zenless are from people that aren't playing the game. Go away. This is why I made the claims
That's funny.
That I do.
All right.
When I talk about this stuff, right? I'm not going to bitch about something that I'm just not giving my time. If I'm not into the game, like, you don't hear me bitch about Genshin Impact. Why? Because I don't play it. I'm not going to be sitting here and everybody's fucking, Mr. Green Slime Man, did you know that I hate Genshin Impact? And you should too. If you were to play a game,
chat, like the games that I like.
Did you know you could actually get jump combos? Yeah, we're getting a new character. They're going to have jump combos. Did you know that?
You could jump in Zenless Zone Zero? What?
You should stop playing Genshin.
Yeah, Genshin sucks, man.
Paper on that. Leave it in your comment section down below. Just go gas up the Zenless dude. Go find a creator already making the content that you want and then gas it up. If it doesn't exist, make it exist.
Right.
There are plenty of Wuthering Waves content creators that started out and may have stopped. I can't tell you that because I don't even watch the stuff no more, right? And you know, rock harder. Wait, we're not gonna dog on Hex because Hex is a prime example of like the right thing to happen. We can even this
shut the
already
Hex
30 minutes, but I'll explain it. Yeah, and Sarah. Now, if I were to tell you there's no content in Wuthering Waves, I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy, right? Hey, man, how could you say that Genshin Impact was a better game than Wuthering Waves?
Well, it's not so much that Wuthering Waves has no content, but like at this point, because of how long the cycles are, everyone's already caught up to the content. Like I did the story the first day because I didn't know it was gonna be that short. I legitimately thought it was gonna be like. My mic died there. That was so weird. I legitimately thought that it was going to be like 8 hours, I guess. But that's just because before then I've been playing Honkai Star Rail, and all the quests are like 8 hours long. Turns out the 1.1 quest was only like 4 hours long, and so I just one-shotted it. I thought it was gonna be a lot longer. It wasn't, but you know, is what it is. There's still probably stuff to do. I don't know. But again, I can understand why people saying that there's not much content because, you know, people have reached the end of the content by now and it's still not there. We still have Chinchi's banner till we get to 1.2. And, you know, it is what it is.
I never said that, by the way, but I'm just going to take that quote. Let's compare and contrast. What can I do in Wuthering? What can I do in Genshin? What can I do in Zenless? What can I do in Wuthering? What can I do in Nikkei? What can I do in Wuthering?
Anyone do the Nikkei event? That shit was fire.
What do you do in Wuthering whenever there's no new story? When you finish a story, what do you guys do? There's a particular word.
Dick all.
You can mint picking. I wasn't gonna use that term, but we can use that term. I was
Echo
gonna think
picking.
grinding, right? Building characters, farming. Echo farming all day. Yep, you're grinding. When you have no story content in Wuthering Waves, you pop on dailies, you get off. You go grind and you get off. It's worse if, like, for instance, Ryu, right? Ryu happened to get the Gensi build that he was looking for like 2 weeks early. Done. He finished his Gensi build like 2 weeks early or something like that. Guess what he did for 2 weeks? Log on to the game, do dailies, log off.
Nice.
Log into the game, do dailies, log off.
Well, I mean, that's just the whole that's all the whole gotcha
thing. No time
thing.
was spent on that game whatsoever. I'm not running through the world. There's no events I care about. There's no side quests. There's no events. Co-op in the game is ass. There's nothing to.
Is it? I've never actually played co-op with anyone.
The overworld experience in Genshin Impact compared to Wuthering Waves is better. L take. Wuthering's so great. Wuthering's the best game in the. Wuthering's good, bro. Wuthering's awesome. Wuthering is a great game for what it presents. The overworld experience, Wuthering is not, it's nowhere near my top 3. Wuthering's overworld experience is not good. And for those that need to hear it both in chat and in the video,
I can see why Genshin's better because they've had the time to, like, you have like what, how many continents is it? So I can see that because there's so much shit that you can do in Genshin because of how big the fucking game is. Like in that case, I'm not even what do you call it? I'm not arguing with that. It makes sense to me.
World experience does not mean exploration. I don't give a fuck if I can zip line in a game or use a jetpack because if we're keeping it a buck, Tower of Fantasy beats both of them.
Tower of Fantasy was wild, yeah.
She smokes both of them. If we're talking about exploration, that's not what I'm referring to.
Right.
Overworld experience is what can you do in the overworld that keeps you in the game for X period of time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To play a game, if I'm caring about the overworld, and never think about time.
Uh-huh.
I should forget to take my dog out. I forgot to eat 2 times. I didn't pee today, and I forgot to go to sleep.
That's definitely something that Wuthering Waves does have, but again, because of how long these cycles are, it does feel like there's not much to do anymore. Like, how many months has it been? When was Yinlin released? Yinlin was released before Zenless Zone Zero was released, which was at Anime Expo. It's been like about a month. You should have gone through all the content by now, way before then. And I got through it like the first week. That's just because I wanted to get everything out of the way and prep for Zenless Zone Zero.
Like, all things possible should happen in a good overall experience.
Right.
Great example of this, Breath of the Wild, Minecraft. These have
You play
overall
Minecraft?
experiences that you get lost in time. I don't get lost in time with Wuthering. I don't get lost in time with Genshin Impact now, but when it came out, right, year one, everyone got lost in time. That was a big problem with Genshin Impact. That's why certain laws got put in place. The amount of time you could sink into a gacha game. Elden Ring, you can get lost in Elden Ring. Absolutely.
God, I love Elden Ring so much.
Projects to gacha. I'm comparing overworld experience. I don't give a fuck if it's a gacha game or not. Time does not care if it's a gacha game. That's something that people need to let go. Oh man, it's a gacha game. It's a gacha game. And I'm not like taking a shot at you, AJ, because you're not the only one that says this. There were tons of people that were saying this on Twitter when I said it.
Right.
It's a gacha game. You can't do that. Gacha games are completely different. No, they're not. They both take time.
Mm-hmm.
I give 5 hours to one game or 5 hours to another game.
Right.
Whatever game it is does not all of a sudden make the 5 hours cost more. They still costed 5 hours. It's different. Oh man, well, you spent $60 on a AAA game. Of course it's gonna have a better experience. I spent $60 in game in a gacha game and the same amount of time, and I have a worse overall experience. I can always get money back. You can always get money back. I can't get time back. Your experience,
that's very
what
true.
You sink time into, what you invest time into, is probably the most important thing, especially when it comes to gaming. You cannot get it back. Wuthering Waves has horrible time investment in comparison to the other games that are like that game. Now we can move forward,
right?
With like the combat real quick, right? Because I know it seems like I'm bashing on Wuthering. I am, but not like the game itself. I'm mostly bashing on the community because I don't want this to be taken like as a fucking I hate Wuthering. I don't. I like Wuthering. I love the combat in the game. The thought that when I said I like Zenless because 1, 2, 3, and then people heard, oh, so you hate Wuthering. That's not what I said. I didn't say anywhere close to that. Yeah, but you didn't say you love Wuthering more than Zenless, so you hate it. That's not what I said.
That is not how that works.
Like
no.
Both games, and we should all be mature enough. You can like multiple games. I can say the flaws in both games. Well, you're not bashing Zenless. You're only talking positively. You're only praising Zenless because Zenless does a lot of good that I like. So I'm going to praise it. The criticism that I have for Zenless is being compiled in a list so that I could send it to Zenless's survey team. And then I'll make a video with all my criticisms on what I feel like should change going into at least 1.2.
Right.
I will not participate, just like I didn't do it with Wuthering. I'm not going to participate in bashing a game as soon as it comes out because it's the hot thing to do. I'm not going to give my opinion on a game in a fully in-depth, like this is my final verdict on the game. And it just came out.
Right. That makes sense.
I really have to hate that game. The shit y'all say for
game sucks.
Shock factor, you don't need to. Anyhow, moving forward, Wuthering's combat is great. It's not perfect. I don't think there's a perfect gacha game with combat in it.
Nikkei. No, imagine.
Wuthering Waves is not a perfect game for combat. There are issues with Wuthering Waves combat, just like there are issues with Zenless's. You said I would agree that it's better than Zenless? No. Nope. And I can prove it. Especially after getting back on Wuthering today.
Right.
It's not better. They're both satisfying in their own rights, and they both have positives to their game. And they also have negatives to their game. But it is.
I feel like okay. So as of right now, I have the end game ish. I guess you would say the end game builds kinda without the echoes for Wuthering Waves. And I will say that Wuthering Waves is better, but that's just because I haven't gotten to end game with Zenless Zone Zero. They're really, really spacing it out. So I can't really tell you whether I like it better because right now it's so mashy and so brainless. It's like Wuthering Waves beats it by a mile. But when I get to the later stages of the game, I might change my answer, but I won't really know until I get there, right?
Is not the best. Wuthering has some amazing aspects in the combat system to it, but it's not the best. The reason I say it's not the best is simply because of the fact that while, yes, I can do my parries and I can do my basic attacks into a parry, and the enemies feel much more alive, they feel aggro, they feel like they're monsters, they really want to kill me, right?
They're
love
alive.
That shit.
Yeah, the mobs in Wuthering Waves right now feels like they feel like pushovers.
Things that are like so
but I'm also over leveled something most of the time.
The game is trying to punish you. I love that shit. Wonderful. Keep that in
Punish
mind.
me, Gachigasm.
Amp it the fuck up. I want Wuthering to be my Dark Souls. Make enemies that feel like they are watching my finger movements. Fuck it. Make the AI. You guys remember when you used to play games in like early 2000s?
Fuck
90s?
it, crush my balls.
And you always say like, man, the computer's cheating. The computer's cheating. It's reading my inputs. Make the game read my inputs. Give me an enemy that reads my
read my
inputs.
inputs.
I feel like I'm mashing dodge.
Hit me.
And he knows it. Oh yeah,
I want you to hit me.
I'm about to clap your shit. I want that. Put it in the game.
Right.
Put it in the game. Do it. I want it. That's how difficult I want. I want Wuthering Waves to be my difficult game. Now, that doesn't make the combat better. I
just go play Dark Souls,
I'll
dude.
say it again.
Right.
Wuthering has great combat concepts that are useless. Juggling the enemy in Wuthering Waves serves me no purpose outside of CC control because of the way the game's end game is set up. The way the game's end game is set up in Wuthering is either MOC or Tower of Adversity, TOA, where you have a couple of mobs, maybe,
right,
and then 1 to 2 elites. And then the second floor is like this big ass boss, right? Or hologram fights, which have no mobs, one big ass boss, and you need to fight the mechanics of that boss, right? Cool. Those are cool. Styling on any of those is punished, not rewarded, which is what I said in my video or on the podcast and in my tweet and in my own video.
Sounds like you just need to get good, brother.
It's cool. I like looking at it.
Right.
But I don't want to be punished for styling on whatever the fuck it is that I choose to do.
Just get better. Simply don't get punished. What's the problem here? Where's the... Am I not seeing the problem? Just don't get punished, Lil. It's a joke, by the way.
If I were to juggle enemies in Wuthering, and I know this because I spent a week trying to figure out like how to perfect it. Right. I can juggle any mob in Wuthering Waves, and especially with Gian. I can juggle any mob. I can lift them off the ground. I can air combo them. I can DMC style in Wuthering Waves. That shit is tight. I love it.
Nice.
Then the game decides I've been getting juggled too many times. I would like to leave the crowd control. Thank you very much. I'm out. And they like zero reason that I should be able to crowd control an enemy, and then the enemy decides I don't want to do this no more. Hey, bro,
that's pretty funny.
You had me in a tornado a little too long. 0.5 seconds too long. I don't want that. Let me get out of here, bro. I don't want to do that no more. And to make it worse,
that's pretty funny.
I'm not gonna like fall out, right? Like, oh yeah, my combo, because you guys are saying combo limit, and I know combo limit because FGC has that concept too, right?
Yeah.
You cannot juggle enemies for too long. You're absolutely right. Guess what fighting games don't do? In a combo limit, let's take Skullgirls for instance. When the combo limit happens,
I am not playing that game.
You've hit your combo limit, you fucked up the combo, fall down. You fall. You don't bounce back to what is considered neutral. We call it neutral in the game.
Yeah.
You're not going to bounce back to neutral.
Especially in Guilty Gear when you break the wall. You don't if you hard break the wall, they're not going to go back to neutral. If you soft break the wall, they are going to go back to neutral. If you hard break it, they land on the ground.
Because the combo limit happened.
Right.
If I'm juggling somebody in Tekken, they don't bounce 50 feet back. Damn, bro, you dropped the combo. All right, I'm a fly backwards, fully ready to go on my feet and everything. No recovery time, no hard knockdown, no soft knockdown. I'm ready to go, full swing. You still swinging in the air? It's my turn, bitch. That's how Wuthering Waves is. Perfect example of that is literally, and I don't know the girl's name, the one she floats and she puts shield on everybody, and she can shoot these orbs at you. And then she has the team with the fucking gunners, right?
Oh, yeah. I know that bitch.
If she jumps out, they jump out. If they've been in a little too long, she pulls them out. And the worst part is, if you don't put her in CC with the other girls, guess what she does? My daughters are being crowd controlled. I will provide shields. They get shields, and then they fly the fuck out. Done. No. I'm not talking about Skrull Girls anymore. I'm talking about Wuthering Waves now. I'm talking about Wuthering Waves, guys. I'm talking about the enemies in Wuthering Waves, not Skrull Girls. Not Skrull Girls. The enemies in Wuthering Waves. They'll fly out. She gives them shields, and then the shield stops the CC. And
well, that's one question I've always wanted to ask. Why doesn't shields block my CC? It's actually what it. Actually, I'll save it for a video.
Then hey man, I won't be in CC no more. They fly all the way to the other side of the map. They land on their feet, and they are immediately in prone position to shoot you with the laser. It's fucking stupid. It's the worst enemy design I've ever experienced in any game whatsoever. I've never experienced something as dumb as that.
Right.
It's fucking stupid. And there's so many more of those in the game that don't need to be there. So when you guys are complaining, I saw the complaints too.
Word.
Hey man, it feels like if you don't have Jianshin, Tower of Adversity is so hard.
Well, I haven't done Tower of Adversity, like so I don't know.
Why do y'all think that is? Because she has the fucking Tai Chi orb that sucks everybody in, but it's like CC, but it's not enough CC to lift them off the ground. So it's just pulling them in, and then if they get too close, they get lifted off the ground. Now I get my combo, right?
Should have just pulled for the hot girl like me.
I need multiple copies
That's why I did it.
Of an S rank character, right? To get whatever crowd control this is. No, I should, whatever crowd control I have, make that bitch crowd control. Do we have freeze in the game? Not really. It don't really work like that. That's crazy.
No,
nice
it's no freeze.
No freeze. But yeah, no ice character, no freeze. The combat is great. The game, and this is, like I said, this is what I meant when I explained it, and like idiots on Twitter didn't get it.
Right.
It punishes you for trying to style on the enemy. There's no point for me to I stopped doing it. There's no point for me to play the game with style, to stylize combos, to do juggles.
Yeah.
It's only cool.
That makes
sense.
That's
literally the training move. They're calling people like, oh yeah, man, Zenless, they don't fight back. It's just basically a fucking training dummy. You're practicing on a training dummy. Wuthering, I'm practicing on a training dummy. Wuthering, I don't even need to practice combos.
Yeah, that's true.
I had to admit defeat when it came to Wuthering Waves. I don't like doing that. Wuthering, there's no purpose for the advanced combos that I would have came up with. For instance, with Gian, right? I know some of you guys might have seen the tweet, but with Gian, you have Gian and he does his the spears, and then you Kara cancel it, so he lifts them up, but he's still on the ground. And then you negative edge, so he's still doing the spear move, right? You slide into the next character.
God, I love edging.
And then they do whatever they want. They set up the field. They get a little bit of energy, and they put something on the field like a tornado, or maybe Mortefi's like fire stuff, right?
I haven't even used Mortefi, to be honest.
Combo, you do the dash, right? Then you hit him back down, boom.
Right.
Then you dash with him, dive kick down with him, right? But before you dive kick with him, swap back into the next character. Boom, set the next character up. Then you dive back down. What I'm doing is building meter for my
Yeah, I didn't follow any of that.
Entire team. I'm building concerto gauge for my entire team. I'm repositioning myself and the enemy to be in a more favorable position for me, so that by the time I land on the ground, hey, bro, you about to get I'm popping Yang Yang's ult. She gonna get her outro skill. I'm popping Mortefi's ult.
People use Yang Yang and Mortefi.
I'm going to Gian. We gonna pop ults into skill. You getting burned, spear chucked. I'm getting energy back at the same time, and there's still a big ass tornado on the field. Now tell me the reason that I should be doing that in Wuthering Waves. For what reason should I be doing that at any point in time in Wuthering Waves? You shouldn't. Exactly. There's no point. Then when you look at people's guides or you look at how they're playing, smash, basic attack, do skill, intro, outro. Smash, basic attack, do skill, intro, outro. Smash, basic attack, ult, do skill, intro, outro. Go back into DPS, do fucking ult. So cool. Kawaii Desune. I had a great time. So awesome. Now see, AJ, now we get into the argument. Why would I do combos when I can mash in Zenless? The same argument can be made. Now hear exactly what I said at the beginning.
Here's the thing that I see about it. It's more of not why would I do the combos. It's more of I can't even do the combos, right? It just feels so mashy to the point where it's like, I mean, the only thing I know is like with Anby. If anyone played not Devil May Cry normal, but Devil May Cry DMC, the remake, it actually feels like her what is it, her third auto attack where it lights up and you attack it? It kind of feels like one of the Dante moves for that, so that's how I knew about it. And it's like that's it. There's nothing else other than that. I mean, I guess you can knock them up, you can do the delayed auto, and then you can do her ability, and that kind of seems pretty cool. But other than that, like I don't know, you can do the Ellen Joe thing and run around. No one else has really any cool mechanics to them. It's more of just smashing for me.
That argument. Wuthering punishes you for stylizing. Zenless does not. I also want to defeat 2 with 1. First of all, AJ, I'm not too sure how far you are in Zenless if you're playing Zenless at all. You cannot mash in Zenless.
I could.
The amount of people that keep saying this dumbass shit, not you, AJ, are fucking stupid. The people that are telling you that you can mash your account level 32, get on the game right now. Pop it right now. Go into Shiyu defense and do exactly what Rihu did. I will even open the call. I want you to blindfold yourself, and I want you to mash, square, and dodge. I want you to just mash it in Shiyu defense. The highest floor you can get to. The highest floor you can get to. I want you to mash just to prove the point. Not no Shiyu defense floor 1 either. 32, what Shiyu defense should he be at level 32? That's like what, Shiyu floor 7? He should be at floor 7, right? Around level 32? Floor 6?
This makes me want to do it more now. Is that weird? Is anyone else like that, or is that just me?
We gonna need you to get to 7, big dog. We gonna need you to get to 7. I want to see 7, because 7's not even in game, nowhere close to in game. But that's where the double teams start. I want to see 7. That's how that works. You cannot mash in Zenless.
Yes, the fuck I can. Says who? Double teaming ain't nothing new to me. That's my weekends. Wait, what?
Your mashing is in story mode. People are mashing in chapter 0, prologue 1. Of course, you can mash in story mode. Of course, you can mash in chapter 1, where nothing is trying to kill you, where the game is still trying to teach you how to be a game. We're in month 1 of the game, and people are expecting Dark Souls 1 final boss. For what? What do I need that for? Why do I need that? You know, we haven't even had a whole week of the game. And we're just sitting, hey, yo, man, you know what? I think I need a Dark Souls enemy in the game.
Man, that, wow. That was a video, that's for sure. That was one of the videos of all time for me, and man, I could definitely I see what happened now. That's for sure. But you know what? I have had enough time. That's been an hour. I've talked all I needed to talk about in the video. I've talked, you know, you'll see it if you've gone through the video, if you've gone this far. I applaud you. I love you. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I will catch you gamers in the next one. Bye.